Hello everybody to the new type of video on my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a multi-part series. It probably won't be all coming out today just because I don't have time. Anyway, what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be reviewing all the common cards in the new Hearthstone Whispers of the Old Guards. What is it? Expansion. Sorry. Uh, This is because I want to do a bit of a review for the Reddit Pauper Hearthstone community. And if you're not interested, please just leave now. You won't be learning much. But if you're interested in the Pauper Hearthstone format, please stick around because this will be interesting. So, the first card we are going to be looking at is the Tentacle of Nazath. It is 1 mana 1/1 and has a death rattle that says deal 1 damage to all minions. I think this will be pretty good in Pauper. Let me explain why. For example, here I have my Pauper warrior deck. It's basically let's remove everything from the game. We are running double inner rage, double execute, everything, every possible whirlwind effect we possibly can. I know it's a bit overboard. And for this kind of deck, I think it could work, especially if some more aggressive decks pop up. But then again, I don't know. I'm kind of uncertain whether this and the Ravaging Ghoul, which I think also is common, will be fitting in. Yeah, it's a pretty cool card. Although I don't know how widely it will be run in the current metagame of Pauper, because we have to remember it will always stay in the wild format, or at least for now. So at the moment, I don't think this will be a too strong of a card in the Pauper format. Then the next card we have on the list is the Zealous Initiate. Again, a 1 mana 1/1 with the death rattle of giving a random friendly minion +1/+1. I think this will be a super impactful card in something like a rogue deck, where we are gonna have the new 1 mana 1/2 that has a death that says combo gain +1/+1. If you drop this and then you coin out the new whatever the rogue minion is called, you're gonna get immense tempo early on. And rogues rogues have deadly poison, which they can use. Cold Blood is viable. Backstab can be used in the format. Yeah, it's just so many good cards. Eviscerate is in. You can even use Defias in that high tempo deck where you're just trying to out tempo your opponent. You can use Fan of Knives. I don't know whether you would, but you could. Then you can use Tome Pillagers, Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil. Obviously, you can't use Flurry. I think it was rare anyway, so you couldn't have used that even previously. But I think because of this card and a couple of other cards, even in the Pauper format, there will be a pretty strong rogue deck, a tempo rogue deck coming up. And and also in something like a zoo deck, it might be pretty good. But then again, it might as well be pretty bad, because we saw what happened with Dark Cultist. Priest ran it because they had no other three drops. Rarely did it get value. Yeah. Next one, the Twilight Geomancer. This is a Cthulhu card, kind of. It's a 2 mana 1/4, but I think because it has the taunt, it has 2 mana 1/4 with taunt. Yes, it's a bit like the what is the priest minion called? Do I even have it? Sorry, just lagging. Anyway, because Dragon Priest runs this guy, Wormers Agent. 2 mana, 1/4. If you're holding a dragon, gain +1 attack and taunt. Basically, in a control priest, I think, or in any control deck, or a mid-range deck, better maybe, I think you could imagine running this card because it acts a bit like a Wormer's agent. Of course, yes, you're losing one attack, and also Cthulhu is not allowed. But seriously, it's a 2 mana 1/4 taunt. I think it'll be really good if aggro for any reason decides to pop up. But I think the Pauper format will always be pretty mid-rangey. Maybe a bit on the faster side, but still a bit mid-rangey. And you can still run some pretty heavy control decks as well. The next up, Twisted Worgen. 2 mana 3/1 stealth. The big brother of the whatever he was called. Again, I can't remember these for the life of me. Anyway, the big brother of the Worgen Infiltrator. I have not seen Worgen Infiltrators played much, and if they have been played, they have been played because of Desert Camel synergy in Hunter. I don't think this card will be too good. Just because it's just a bit bigger, it dies to any AoE, Holy Nova is viable, or is allowed, Consecrate is allowed, even Flame Strike, and this just is not a good top deck. So, nah. I'm not expecting much from this card in the Power Performer, nor in the real Hearthstone. Beginner of Evil, 2 mana 2/3. Well, there are better 2 mana 2/3s because yeah, we don't care about the Cthulhu buffs here. Then we have the Bilefin Tidehunter, 2 mana 2/1 Murloc with a Battle Cry summoning on 1/1 Ooze with Taunt. I think the thing is, Tidehunter. Yeah, Murloc Tidehunter is not played. I don't think this will. It's basically the same card, except that the slime is not a Murloc, but it has Taunt. I doubt that this will be played either. Because, yeah, it's pretty weak on its own, and I don't think any Murloc deck would actually run it. Not that there would be any Murloc decks in Pauper. Because, like, the strongest cards are not Pauper viable. Anyway, but then again, redundancy is good. Although I doubt it will see play. Just not strong enough because it's in the wild. There is much better 2 drops available. Dustboar, the little brother of the Magma Rager. Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. The thing is that I just cannot imagine a world where this will be viable. It's a bit like the Worgen guy. It's 2 mana, 4 attack, a little bit of health. Yeah, it's just not good. There are 2 mages really good in this format. Paladin is pretty good with all the 1/1s, and a 1/1 trades with a Dustboar. It's a yeah. Think about it in this way: it's a Paladin hero power with 3 extra health. Would you play that? No, it's Beast. Would you play that in Beast Druid? Probably not. There are better beasts out there. So let's move on. Amgam Rager. Okay. Talking about the Magma Rager, which Magma is Amgam backwards. I could see where this card is run in standard and in Power because it's a 3 mana 1/5 and it's not too bad, but then again, is it good enough? Maybe, maybe not. But maybe like a priest, a control priest. You play this, and then you play Valence on it. It could work as like a pseudo Death Knight, Death Lord. I mean, Death Lord. Yes, Death Lord it is. Death. I can't type. I can't type for left me. Guys, I'm sorry about this. Death. Where is it? 3 mana. There. Death Lord. Because what Priest in Constructed likes to do is it likes to get a Death Lord and 2, even with a coin, then play Valence on it, And because since Valence Chosen is legal, you can just go home with this. Just play a Gamma Rager, put a Valence Chosen on it, and we're good to go. It might turn out it's not good enough, but then again, I think the possibility is there. And priests love low attack, high health minions, so I can imagine a world where this will be pretty good in the Pauper format. Then Squirming Tentacle, first card of many, which the Bolster Warrior will just love. I don't have it. Pulse. Oh, Bolster is not 3 mana. Wait, yeah, Bolster. Here is Bolster. Because I've been playing a little bit of Pauper, not lately that much because I haven't just had time, but Bolster Warrior is one of the stronger archetypes because, you know, how you play that deck is that you just remove, drop a couple of taunts, play Bolster, play a second Bolster, and then your opponent just can't deal with it. So basically you play a kind of a control warrior game with with a deck a bit like what I showed here earlier. Removing everything, Despite, Bash. Yeah, maybe cut a little bit of the control tools, throw in a couple more taunts, throw in Bolster, and then you just, yeah. I was talking with Hasclon the other day, and he really thought it's a really great deck, and I have to agree with him. It's a really fantastic deck. Anyway, then moving on to the next card, Spawn of N'Zoth. It's super cute, but will it be played? I don't know. I wish it was. Here is a kind of a zoo deck that I built, but I don't know if it will fit there. It might. I don't see any other archetype where it could be played. Although, you know, you play Nerubian Egg on 2, you drop Spawn of N'Zoth on 3, and they kind of don't want to kill it because, well, first of all, it's really cute, and second of all, your egg would have 1 attack, so you could trade it away. Yeah, I kind of could imagine a world where it's played, but then again, is it strong enough? We have all the GVG cards. We have all the next cards, so is it on par with those? If not, I just hope it will be played. It's too cute. Twilight Elders, 3 mana 3/4. Cthulhu buffs. We don't really care about Cthulhu buffs, but if you really want a cooler art for a spider tank, go for it. And if you don't care about the Mech Synergy, go for it. Aberrant Berserker, 4 mana 3/5, Enrage +2 attack. It could be played. It could. In some sort of a OTK warrior, maybe? No. Use Raging Worgen for an OTK warrior. Never thought of that. But 4 mana 3/5. It's a bit like our favorite 4 mana taunt wherever he now is. Senjin. It's a bit like Senjin. 4 mana 3/5, but without the taunt, but it gains +2. But then again, I don't think you would play this in a control deck. And if you're not playing a control deck, just throw in the Shredder and you're happy. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you would play this over Shredder. I don't think you would play this over Senjin. Yeah. Probably it won't be played in Pauper. Cthulhu's Chosen, 4 mana for 2 Divine Shield. Give your Cthulhu +2/+2. Cthulhu's energy doesn't matter for us. 4 mana for 2 with Divine Shield. Doesn't matter. Does it really matter? I would much rather play a Shredder. It's a big Scarlet Crusader, but I would much rather play a Shredder. Okay, it's there. I don't think this will be played. Shredder is just so much better. And it's a wild format, so we can do anything. Evolved Kobold, 4 mana 2/2, spell damage plus 2. Pretty bad. There's like no spell damage minions played at the moment. There is no major spell deck out there in Pauper that I've even heard about. Because like a grinder mage or something that could use spell damage is, it just, there is just not enough. You would need something like a Pyroblast or Doomsayer, but you don't have access to those, so Evolved Kobold, probably not played, and it's overcosted and understated, and however you want to look at it. 4 mana 2/2, it just doesn't do enough, and it's just really bad in standard, like in constructed as well as in Pauper. So no, sorry Kobold. Then we have 4 mana 2/3 Infested Tauren. Taunt, Battle, Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 Slime. It could be played again in the Bolster Warrior. I don't know. Maybe some control deck would like to play it. But I don't know whether you want to play this over Ascension. It's the same question as in Constructed. But the thing is, Ascension trades 1-for-1 with this. And yeah, it trades Shenzhen, kills this, kills the slime, and has 1 health remaining. It doesn't even trade well with the Shredder, so no, I don't think this will be played. Although, the art is pretty cool, once again. Lots of tentacles. Polluted Hoarder, 4 mana, 4/2, Death Rattle, draw a card. It's a bit like the... Not Novice Engineer. What is it called? The First of all, it's a bit like Cult Master, although it reliably draws you a card because silence is non-existent basically in the game after the nerfs. And then it's a bit like Gnomish Inventor, as stated by many. And Gnomish Inventor doesn't see play, but maybe in a super aggressive deck you could play this. Trades pretty well, up. It kills some 5-drops even. It kills a... Well, what 5-drops are even played in Pauper? Common. 5. Nah. I don't think it will be played. Doesn't trade well with anything that's played currently. Yeah. It could be used in a pretty aggressive deck. Your opponent has to remove it, or else he's duped. But other than that, it's just... Nah. Pretty meh. But I don't expect much from this card in the Pauper format. Called Apothecary, 5 mana 4/4. Why would you play this if you can play Healbot? Yep. For each enemy minion, restore 2 health to your hero. Yeah. Sorry, Apothecary, but we're using Healbot still. And if I need you, I'm pretty likely dead. Okay. Next card, Psychotron. Again, another card with Taunt. This time it's the big brother of Anoitron and the small brother of what is it? Where is it? 6 mana of Sunwalker. It's a -1/-1 from the Sunwalker. It's a mech. I don't know if Sunwalker would be played. The thing is that I don't know how valuable Taunt is in the format, because I think raw stats are better in Pauper than something like Taunt. Although it does have Divine Shield, but Anoitron isn't run that much. I don't think Psychotron will be played. Yeah, it just won't be played, most likely. The art is really awesome. But yeah, probably won't be played. How unfortunate for you, Psychotron. Then Nerubian Prophet. I think 6 mana for 4. At the start of your turn, reduce this card's cost by 1. As is evolve is evolve. How much does evolve cost? I mean, what is the rarity of evolve? Wait a second. Evolve. Evolve is a rare. Okay. Won't be played. No, actually, it could be played. The Nerubian Prophet could be played in some sort of a mid-range deck, maybe, because you have it in your hand, and then if you keep it in your opening hand, you can play it for 3 mana on turn 3, and you get a 3 mana 4/4 on turn 3 if you keep it in your whole opening hand. I think it allows flexibility that the Pauper format doesn't really have yet, and it's a 4/4, so it contests the board pretty nicely. I think it's pretty mediocre, but could see it play in some mid-range lists as a way to gain more tempo. Turn 6, play a 6 drop, drop this for 0 mana. Yeah, their opponent will have more stuff to deal with. Yeah, I hope it will see play. The art is again pretty cool. I see it for every other card. All of the art in this set is super cool. Okay. Next card, Bog Creeper. 7 mana, 6/8. The big brother of the Fen Creeper. I don't know. 5 mana, 3/6 as compared to 7 mana, 6/8. So it gains plus 2 mana, plus 3 attack, 2 health. It's a big dude. Doesn't die to a fireball. Doesn't die to a North Sea Kraken. Although if it had 7 health it would be much better in the Pauper format because it would kill the North Sea Kraken and trade for it. I think it's a pretty fine card. I'm a bit uncertain whether it will see play or not, but I'll certainly try it out a little bit. It's a really nice vanilla card, and some people do run the 7 mana. What is it? The 4 Snag Max in their decks. 8 mana 7/7 with Divine Shield. So I imagine this could be played 7 mana 6/8 as compared to 8 mana 7/7 with Divine Shield. So it could be put into a deck just as another big dude, as there isn't that many big dudes which are actually playable in the format. Yes, there is Obsidian Destroyer. Yes, it's amazing, but not on the neutral side. So yeah, and all of the big dudes seem to be previously legendaries or much greater. And yes, it can be compared to a captured Jormungandr. Sorry, Jormungandr, you just got outclassed. The the fact that it loses 1 health doesn't matter a lot, but the fact that it has 6 or 5 attack, I think it's gonna be super impactful. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And it stops all the mid-range decks and pretty much kills all their minions. Next card, Grotesque Dragonhawk. 7 mana 5/5 beast with Wind Fury. Another pretty high costed card. I don't think this will see much plays. At 7 mana 5/5, you would much like a lot of. In most cases, you would like this to have charge, which doesn't. Well, it would be pretty OP if it did, but yeah, I don't think this will be played. It's just not strong enough. Maybe in some sort of druid deck, but where you have like all the buffs. You have play Mark of the Wild, Mark of Yashirash that's coming up for druids. You have Savage Roar. You can even play stuff like what can you play? You can play Soul of the Forest. Not too attractive with this card, but yeah, and yes, it does get value from Wild Walker. You can use Savage Roar, you can use Mark of Nature, you can use Mark of the Wild. So maybe some sort of a beast buff deck could use this. And you really would like to get this behind a taunt, which there are multiple in this expansion, so it could work. But then again, it dies to a fireball, it dies to a lava burst. Yeah, it dies to a lot of things, but I think if you get it behind a taunt, you you might get some good mileage out of it. Then 8 Eldritch Horror, just a 8 mana 6/10. I think this will be really good because it's a huge dude which doesn't die to a fireball. Like now, our biggest dude is the North Sea Kraken at a 9 mana 9/7. Obviously, again, this doesn't trade with the North Sea Kraken, but it comes a turn earlier. And I think it would be much better if it was a 7/9 than a 6/10. But yeah, it's still pretty good stat wise. And you can play play Eldritch Horror, deal with what they have, and then finish off their minion with the North Sea Kraken. Yeah, some sort of a ramp turret. You play the you play some ramp. Well, you only can play like Wild Growth, but anyway, you play some ramp, and you hope to get some big dudes out. Maybe not. I think it'll probably see it play in some sort of a deck that wants to get a lot of big dudes out. And just as a big dude, in Pauper there are not many things that can kill a 10 attack minion. I mean a 10 health one. And as well then, priest. Priests can use, well, confused they can't use, but they can use cards like Flash Heal. For Light of Naru they can't. They can use Flash Heal, they can use their hero power, they can use Circle of Healing. If you give this to a priest, how do you remove it? You play Divine Spirit on this? Yeah. You play Inner Fire. Anything is possible. I think this will be super dangerous in the hands of a priest, but nothing else really. Yeah. Some sort of inner fire priest. I've seen that with like tournament medics and stuff. Might be actually a really good deck, as there are a lot of high health minions in this set. Not too much more to say about that. Then we have a Faceless Behemoth, the 10 mana 10/10 with no ability. It could be played as a finisher in some sort of decks, but I can't see it happening too often. This set has a lot of these vanilla just cards with lots of raw stats. We could see play, and I don't know. It could be really good, and I really appreciate that Blizzard is giving these big cards as commons, so new players have access to them, as well as the Pauper format has access to huge cards, which allow effectively a more of a minion-centric late-game approach to the whole format. And if you can just remove everything, play like a mage deck, a bit like this, what I have here. No, not this one. Oh, I removed this deck. Anyway, you play Ice Lances, you play anything that removes minions, you play Frostbolts, you play Arcane Intellect, you might even play Duplicate in that deck, and you just, Forgotten Torch, Ice Barrier even, Frost Nova, Cone of Cold. You can't play Blizzard, but you play Flame Strike, you play Ethereal Conjurer, you play Water Elemental, you play Polymorph, and then you drop like this, or this, or something, and then you just hit your enemy in the face for 10 damage, and use a couple of spells. Maybe, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of things people come up with. And this being it for this video. Thanks if you sticked here this far. And in the next episode, we'll start looking at some of the class cards. And yeah. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Talking about some. We started with Hunter. No, we started with Druid. I think we'll talk about like Druid, Hunter, Mage. I think we'll do like 3 more videos. We'll see. But yeah, see you in the next video. Goodbye.